Hey everyone, welcome back again. I'm going to try and upload this game regularly if I can, but we'll see how long I can continue that for. Alright, so we're back with more Frozen. This time the cards are a little different, and we're going to have Hive to go with it. Also, to accompany that, I noticed the mic volume wasn't good in the last one, so I turned it up a little in this one, and hopefully I'm a little more audible on this. Secondly, I have put a blocker so you can't see that gross looking Windows search bar at the bottom anymore. Um, yeah. All right, so we're back with Hive and Frozn today. Um, Very similar theory to the last one. We still have Ruru, we still have Sabrinac. That won't be changing. Both of these cards are very strong. Um, but instead of with the roots cards where they're fairly low damage, low power, and they essentially can't win a fight, we've replaced them with some Hive cards. Now, I understand that Hive isn't necessarily the best EFC clan because obviously Equalizer is a little weaker in a game mode where you're star restricted. You don't really get that much benefit out of the Equalizer that often. But with that said, Raam is similar to Ruru, ban evading this week. Not entirely sure how this card is not EFC banned, to be honest. It's T1 banned, but I don't know how it's not EFC banned. Um, so the new theory is rather than use low damage cards that will always lose with roots to power the revenge on the Frozen cards, we've swapped them for Hive cards that have decent damage, could potentially win, and if you need an alternate win con to just sending one out to die and then using a Frozen to win, you can always use one of these. Um, to explain the card selections, Dakota is, if I'm not mistaken, the only EFC legal Oculus for both Frozen and Hive simultaneously. There may be another one that I'm missing. In fact, there probably is. But it was the one that I felt was most relevant here. Also, there's still a mission for heals. So this one, if you get the kill shot as a regen counts as a heal. So you can get regen from that and finish the mission, which is nice. Um, I guess we're going backwards. We'll do the smaller first. So Rom, this card is obnoxious. This card is really, really ridiculous. Right now in EFC, there's quite a lot of Geist running around, obviously. This card matches up pretty well into Leviathan, which is one of the more common cards that you'll see in Geist. Um, I shouldn't even say common. I mean, I feel like if you're playing Geist, that card is in it. But this card matches up quite well into that, and it has win or lose. It has respectable damage. You can zero pill it, and if your opponent zero pills, quite often you'll win a fight for zero and deal 4 damage, which is not an insignificant amount of damage. Um, then we have and also the damage reduction on this card. It gets out of hand. It's quite a bit, and it is a perfect pair for the Frozen cards. Mr. CH4D Osage or Chad Dosage. Um, he is quite good. We're playing the 2-star version of him because I do believe that the 3-star version, if I'm not correct, changes this ability to SOB rather than COB. Yes, SOB rather than COB. You do gain an extra 3 damage, which is nice, but COB is good enough, and we're not trying to commit too many stars to Hive. We'd rather commit more stars to Frozen. And COB is nice quite often. This will copy an SOA, which will just stop ability, basically cancel each other out, and then you'll win because his power is so high, and the equalizer will put most other cards below him, well below him by default. Um, Works quite well in that regard. This card absolutely dumpsters all stars. That clan cannot play against Chad Osage. You copy it, you go down to 6-2, they go down to 6-2, they get equalizer, they just lose. The gap that it creates in damage is, or in that, is quite high, and it often, more often than not, requires a minimum 2 pill to beat. And what we're essentially trying to force with this combination is pill commitments from our opponents on turns when we're playing the Hive cards, so that we can abuse the pill manipulation from the Frozn cards to get ahead. Next is Core CR. Um, Core is similar to Raam, also pretty annoying. I wouldn't say it's quite as obnoxious as Raam is, but it is still a little bit. -3 damage is solid, especially with a min one. It's very not too frequent that you'll get a -3 min one on a 4-star. That is not super common. Not -3 isn't super uncommon on a 4-star, but -3 with a minimum one is extremely uncommon. 7-5 is decent. The equalizer is pretty good because, again, fairly often what's going to happen is if your opponent wants to win, they're going to have to commit 2 or 3 pills to it. And then if they commit 2 or 3 pills to it, fairly often they're dealing like a maximum of 2 or 3 damage, and then you're just going to clean them up with the Frozn cards. Moving on to the Frozn cards, we have Schwartz at 2-star. There is really no reason to be playing Schwartz at 2-star or at 3-star. Realistically, all you gain is 2 damage, so I'm just playing him at 2-star. Effectively, if he has confidence, he is an 8-4, and if he has revenge, he's a 10-4. And if you play him with confidence, you reduce pill. Fairly often, what will happen is you'll play Raam, you'll play Core, you'll play Chad. On the first round, they'll have to 2 or 3 pill you. They'll win, but then you play your Frozn, get a bunch of pills back, get ahead, and then you play Schwartz, and they feel like their only option is to pill down to 2, because if they don't and you commit to Schwartz and set them even lower, you're probably going to run away with the game. Next, we have Sabranak CR. This one, similar to last video, similar explanation. I will say I did a little testing with this deck, and after the games I played yesterday with the Frozn and oh my lord, what did I play yesterday? Frozn and Roots. Jeez. With Frozn and Roots, I will say that her there are quite a few more Geist players and Roots players on ladder right now. So fairly often she's just gonna run into an SOA and just be a 9-4, which isn't necessarily bad. You can, if you see SOAs fairly often, what happens is you play her, you know they're gonna SOA, probably 0 pill, thinking that you'll overcommit. So you 0 pill, you have 9 power, and you just get 4 free damage in. And then you can toss away another like minus damage card or try to win with Schwartz or something like that, and then win on the next hit. Next is Ruru. Again, similar explanation to yesterday. This card is crazy obnoxious. I'm really not sure how this card is not banned in EFC, but I suppose it is what it is. The courage of -4 is great. I will say there are instances where the revenge doesn't play out properly on the courage, and then you end up where you have to play her without the ability when you're playing her with the revenge, so you don't really get all the benefits. But when she does play well, your game feels unlosable. When you have the revenge and the courage at the same time, she's a 9-8 with -4 damage. So their options are let you get away with a 1 or 2 pill 8 damage, or hit you, like commit 4 or 5 pills to hit you for 2. Those are really the options. And honestly, neither of those options feel good at most times. And then the final card is Krampa. We are playing him at 5-star. I do believe he gets his ability at 4-star, so theoretically, yeah, he could be played at 4-star as well. However, at 5-star, he gets the victory or defeat rather than just the victory, um, which is occasionally quite nice. I'll be honest, the defeat portion doesn't come up very often, but it does enough that it feels viable to play. You also gain the extra power, and I will say, when it comes to trying to close out a game with this clan, the 10 versus the 9 makes a significant difference quite often. So that's nice. Um, he works similarly to Sa, where uh, if you play him immediately after reducing damage and your opponent is already down in pills, or even similarly to Schwartz, your opponent will very often just extreme overpill you in the fear that if you overpill, they're going to get put below you anyways. And then they'll just lose on the crackback to a different Frozn or some other card. Um, that also said, he is fairly strong. Um, he's tested quite well for me. I'm thinking I'll keep him this way for now. That also said, he's real. There's really not a lot of good 5-star options for Frozn. So there's a world where it's better to drop Krampa to a 4-star and then raise Sabranak up to a different 4-star. Just play a triple 4-star and a 2-star, or even raise Schwartz to a 3, and then you could play like 2 4s, 2 3s. That would also work. Um, because if you've looked at Frozn as of recent, the vastest majority of their cards, their 5-stars, at least the decent ones, are all EFC banned. They're perma EFC banned because they're either extremely overtuned or they're very bad. And it's rare that you get an in-betweener like Krampa. All right, so let's go ahead and run some games. We'll see how we do. Oh, look at this. You can see I sold an LD to Kate. Cool. Got me a dagger. All right, we're going to queue up. We'll just check these rewards real quick just to get rid of the pings quickly. I should have done this before I started recording. Sorry, everybody. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you see my nice shiny prismatic Dene. Good stuff. Okay, let's see where we're at. Okay, this hand is decent. Ooh, Huracan and Vortex. I did actually originally when I was planning to make content, I did actually record a Huracan Vortex video. However, there was an issue with the recording, so it didn't get uploaded. I did go like 4-0 with it, and it was pretty decent, but then after the recording, I played about 6 more games and went 0-6. So I didn't love it after that. My deck was not playing Gatuchika, which is a good card though, actually, and it wasn't playing Offlin or Offulgen, however, I can never pronounce the friggin' Vortex names. I think that's probably the point though. Equalizer, we put him to 2. He gains 2 life. I think we just 0-pill this if he wants to. If he wants to overcommit pills for 4 health gap, that's completely fine with me. And if he doesn't, then he loses. This is what I was saying about Raam. Is fairly often Raam is just going to be a free 4 damage, as your opponent's not really going to want to commit into it. So, okay, so I think it's Chad on a 0-pill. Min 5, that reduces me to 5. Yeah, I think we can just go Chad with 0. I will be honest, he doesn't have a great much damage on his side there. I suspect we'll be getting Karazhan followed by Balixto here, but we'll see. If it is Karazhan followed by Balixto, then it's just going to be Chad into Krampa. We'll see if that plays out well. Excuse me. Had to get some water. Been working in a dusty yard all day. Okay, well, he's just going to let us take this one too. That's fine by me. He's up pills, but realistically, and this is frankly a problem with this combo that I ran into, is winning with this deck fairly often requires you have more than one. or more than 2 victories in a game. Um, +1 attack per life left. Do I think he's gonna 0 pill here? Does he think I'll hard commit? Eh. What if we just go like a 3 pillar? If he wants to big time commit to this, he can big time commit to this and try to get the win. That's fine. Okay. So he's hard committing for 5 damage. I mean, that's cool. All right. And then we just get the win. What do we need here? We're 9, 18, 27. He's going to be at, or we're not 9, 18, 27. We're 6, 12, 18, and then he's going to be at 12. So we do that. There we go. Oh, I guess he had 1 pill. Oh, shoot. Uh-oh. Hope I didn't just throw the game for fun. There we go. Whew. Almost threw it away there for fun. Shame there wasn't another round. I would have had 9 pills. All right. We'll go again. Yeah, so that played out pretty well. It's like I said, generally the Hive cards do tend to feel a little better than the Roots ones, just because the Hive ones have even if the bonus isn't necessarily giving you that much in the way of extra attack reduction, it is usually buying you 1 pill, which is essentially all you really need it to be doing, to be honest. Okay. So I will say, uh, uppers is a pretty rough fight for this. Okay. So I have a feeling he's going to be 0 pilling here, so he's going to go down to this. Almost tempted. Almost tempted to just pill out on Dakota, but I don't think that's the right play. We could SOB, just put him down to 2, but I think it's better to save the SOB for Magpie or Stark. So I think 0 pill here is just the play, even if it's not necessarily the best. Yeah, that is kind of what I figured. Unfortunately, the other attack manipulation clans don't line up super well into uppers, just except for maybe Sacrom, just based on the fact that the reduction minimum is lower. Um, okay, so we go Ruru. I have a feeling it's going to be a plunk angle here, which means we just go, what do we do, 4 pill here? Probably just 4 pill. Yeah, pretty sure it's plunk. That's fine by me. And then he just 0 pills it. Also fine by me. All right. Um. Well, we're gonna 0 pill here and just hope that he's gonna commit into Stark. Okay. Well, he did, and I think that means we clean it up. Yes, because we are 10 power. Although I have been known to not read abilities, but I'm pretty sure 10 beats 8 on 6 for 6, so should be good. Excellent. No, he didn't even pill. That's funny. All right. This is going a lot cleaner than last one. I'm just going to pretend that that rescue fight in the first video against Copper didn't happen. Uh, and we'll go from there. This is an interesting combo. Van Wessel, eh? So he's got COB, Sock, Frogo, and Fridlia. Okay, so the general theory here is I'm pretty sure we can't let Fridlia win. We gotta take that one. Um, although, I think maybe I'm okay with it. Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with just forcing a pill out here. If he wants to play Wessel and just beat me on that one, I guess the issue is he's got Sock. So if he does zero pill, I suppose he's getting 6 damage, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Suppose maybe there was a world where Dakota was better there, just for because it would beat Wessel in a 0 versus 0 draw. But that remains to be seen. Let's see what he does. So he is going to go Wessel on 0, I think. Oh, wow. He pilled. That seems like the wrong move there, but you do what you do. Okay, and what do we throw out now? Fridlia. Okay. So now he's -2, so it basically just sets me back to where I was. Um, I think we are abandoning trying to win with Sabernak here and just committing to Krampa because I suspect a large commitment on this. Yes, there we go. That works out perfect. Cut him down to half and hit him with the -1/-1. Good stuff. Now we're drawn up again. Now this is -3, so he's putting me down to 5. So I can 0 this. Yeah, I can just 0 this, and then he's probably going to throw out Froggo just to get the free defeat. Although, well, I think he has to, because if he doesn't do Froggo, this beats Soccer, however you say his name, Sakura. Sorry, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to say his name, but uh, yeah. But it's essentially a, well, I suppose it's not a guaranteed win because he's got Froggo and he's got Sakura. But the thing with Sakura is if he wants to win, he has to pill at least, what would it be? It's -9, so I think he'd have to pill 2 if he wanted to win here, which he's probably no. Oh, he'd have to pill 1 to win here, which he's probably not going to do. Yeah, that is fine. It does give him a perfect. He does get the -3 health from the soccer bonus, but now against this, I'm going to be honest. I didn't really run the math on this one, so there is a chance I don't win this just based on the attack reduction. But I think, yeah. Oh wow, he actually does win. Okay, well, fair enough. That's unlucky, and it's a perfect too, so he puts me to 1. That's funny. Ooh, I played that really sloppy. I probably could have won that if I played a little more cleanly. That one should have been locked up. I played that real bad. His hand wasn't even very good either. Okay. Chat dosage. Nice, we got the Ruru. Okay, so it's going to be COB. Drop him to 8. I think it's just play Chad. I think he goes a Vola, but if he goes a Vola, even if she is going to do, I mean, playing a Vola with a split deck seems not great, even if it is 7 damage. But if he goes a Vola, he's got to commit what? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 27. He's got to commit quite a few pills to win this fight. Yeah, I mean, that's that's fine by me. That hurts, but he just dropped 5 pills to do it, so that could have definitely been worse. We'll see what he does here. My guess is probably Pavone would be what he'd go. Yep. Now, do I think he's going to commit? Probably not. So I'm thinking it's a 4-pillar angle. We go 4-pill, try to get a kill shot, get the regen in. You only lose 1 damage. Yeah, good. Okay, cool. I should have figured he was going to 0-pill there. I probably could have got away with 1 less pill, but that's okay. Okay, so we throw out core. He knocks my HP down. Hmm. We run into the issue where Core can actually win all of these, or Core will lose all of these fights to these two, but I think that is okay. I think we just zero pill Core. He can equalize or gain 4. He goes up to 15. Um, I go up to 9. I go up to 10. And then I deal 8. So I put him down to 7. So I'd still win that if it played out that way. So I think core 0 here is nice. I will say any hand that has Ruru core or Ruru and uh oh Jesus Christ, Krampa in it feels quite unlosable, to be honest. Yeah, so I figure this is the round he'll probably commit all his pills because this is the one that gives him the largest gap. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, well, now I do get the win guaranteed, just because now I can fury him. Even though he does drop me down to 6, I can go 4 pill fury, whatever. I'll just do 5 pill fury. There's no mission for having pills left after the game presently, so I can just full commit my pills. It doesn't matter. Um, Alrighty. So that'll knock him down to 5, and then we'll gain 1 more on the regen. Perfect, perfect. All right. Oh, look at that. What do we get? Oh, cool. My 6th copy of Sidar. Amazing. What do we get for this one? Ah, sweet. Okay. Nothing super great. Kind of not super great rewards for the end of day EFCs or the start of day EFCs, but you kind of don't really expect them to be. Okay. What do we got? Ooh, Turtlemore is that's a good ass card. That is a what is it? A 9/6 3-star. It's pretty insane. Um, I did try playing a bunch of Berserk at the start of the month, just because what do you call it? There was the missions to play like a bunch of games with Berserk, um, and boy oh boy does that clan feel quite terrible against SOAs. It does not feel winnable. I'll say. Ooh, okay. We got the rare game of Frozn with no bonus, which does happen, but you hate to see it happen. You'd much rather it go the other way and have Hive with no bonus, but Frozn no bonus is still playable. The benefit of this versus the Roots with no bonus, or the Roots hand from the last deck that I showed, is you can still win with Hive pretty easily. You got to play a little more carefully than if you have the Frozn and no Hive bonus. We'll see. So he's definitely going Turlmore. Make it a -9. I think there may be a realm in which it is probably right to go. Jeez Louise, none of the options feel particularly good here. Turtlemore is not great against this deck. Hmm. Oh, he's going Bowden Power at the start. I don't know if I think Bowden Power is the right play here. Because he's 9, I go up to 10. I mean, I could just Raam it for 0, and he's got to like 3 pill to beat me, or 2 pill to beat me, I guess. Oh, right. Jeez, I'm bad. I forgot Bowden Power drops it. I mean, that's fine by me. He's 2 damage for nothing. It doesn't matter, I suppose. Okay. So I think now we commit to Krampa, but I'm pretty sure he's going to go Cupanda just to stop me with the pill reduction. But I still think it's probably correct to 4 pill Krampa. He can't Fiddler this. If he wants to go Turlmore, that's probably okay. Perfect. Good stuff. We drop a pill, but we get 5, which is definitely a good trade. Um, okay. So we want it's COB. we definitely want Chad Osage lined into Fiddler. We don't really care if Kupanda wins here. That is entirely irrelevant. Um, we can just let it rock. So if he Kupandas, I'm just gonna play core and zero pill it, and he can do his 1 damage. That's fine by me. He still does have to, or he can do his 2, I suppose. He does still have to pill. Okay, well, if he's not gonna pill, I just get a free win. So that's cool by me. I guess he was hoping there that I would pill. I suppose that was really his only out, was to bait me with Kupanda and get me to pill it all. Yeah, that's fair. That was a tough situation for my opponent there. You know what? We'll play one more game for the video just to see if we can hit that 300 EFC mission for the week, and then we'll look at the rewards if I do, and if not, we'll end the video. We get one more in. Okay, what do we got? Okay, well, at least we got the revenge bonus. Although I will say the combo of the 2 Frozns that we have in this game are definitely suboptimal for sure. Jeez Louise, this guy's got the power hand of a lifetime over here, my lord. Reanimate +1 life. Cadmendus CR. Whoa. That's the Void Edition, right? That is pretty looking. All right, what do we got? So I have a feeling we're gonna get a lead Loki here. Is probably the right play for him. Now I'm trying to think, is there a way that I can guarantee the Loki wins so I don't get that poison put onto me? Oh Jesus, sorry about that. Forgive that. Holy cow. That was so loud. Holy. Um, okay. Hmm. For Jotun is kind of a tough one in this matchup because reasonably I would like the core to line up into Forjotin, but that is not going to happen, most likely. I wonder if he ever just throws the Radicap at me, like instantly, the 0 pill. Um, well, I do know that his damage is a little low without the revenge bonus. That is fine. Okay, so he's going for that. So we COB. We definitely want Chad, I think, to line up with the revenge on the opponent's side when he doesn't have it. Okay, so hmm, I do believe that we just go core 0 here. If he doesn't pill, then that's great. We get to trade 5 damage for a poison, which is, yeah, this is completely okay. We get 5 damage because realistically, core wasn't going to stop for Jotun anyway. So I think we're completely fine to have it play out this way. Um, Now, I think he probably goes for Jotun here, or for Jotun, however you say that. I apologize. I know I'm probably pronouncing it wrong. So I think I'm going to go Schwartz on 0 pill, because a reasonable person here, I think, would assume that I'm going to commit something to Schwartz when I'm not. Yeah, okay. So he overpills for it. He does get a big heal off of this Radicap. He is going to gain like, what is it, 4 health, I believe. So he's technically at 13 right now. Well, I'm going to take 2 more. I'm going to end up at 8. So I do have to make up a 5 damage gap, which is nice. Now I think we go Chad. If he plays Cadmendus, at least we go Chad. Um, but we can't pill on this round. I don't know if my opponent knows that or not, because we need the extra pills to make up the gap on the next one. Um, So I think the play is to Chad, put him to 5, and then Dakota on the next round. I don't know if Fort Jotun is necessarily the one I'd be throwing away here, but that's fine by me. Okay, perfect. So he goes down to 5, he goes back up to 7, and I go down to 9. Okay, so we should win. I didn't honestly do the math on whether 4 pill gap will make a difference here, but it should. Um, and then the 2 damage will put him down to 5. He'll go back to 7, and I'll take 1, and I'll win by exactly 1. Should be how it plays out. Yes. Whew, jeez Louise, that was a really close one. Oh, it was a draw. Right, we're both at 8. Huh, crap, I forgot his heal was for 2. Oops. All right. Well, I guess we don't get to open the rewards for this one. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Feel free to leave comments if you think there's any changes that should be made or if there's any decks you'd like to see in the future or even other modes, I suppose. I don't play much other than EFC on this game, but I'm always down to try if there's something you guys want to see. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, everyone.